All right, so I promised you guys a full walk around of the truck now that it's completely I guess together, after all the repairs I've done to it and little things I've tweaked. So as a lot of you guys know, it's got an LT1 in it. From my understanding, it's aluminum head, swapped from either, I think it was a magazine, a crate motor, or something along those lines. I've never pulled the valve covers off, but I've been told it's got a whole roller rocker setup on it. So LT1, pretty sure it's a 700R trans because it's got a TV cable which is underneath the air cleaner, underneath the engine cover, and then back to a Corvette IRS from like the 90s era. So obviously I can't remember, maybe 80s to 90s. Brake lines, I mean, everything is custom, so everything is painted too, as we can tell. So they painted even the lid for the brake reservoir, and all the steel lines, I mean, everything goes into the frame, and those back there are the two fuel lines. So one obviously return and one feed, all ran inside the frame back to the tank, and then that same thing. So one of them is for the rear brakes, obviously the one's for the front. Completely custom dash. We have a headliner, again, completely custom. Everything is wrapped either in a leather or vinyl. Feels like leather, but I'm not much of an interior guy. Speaker covers are also custom. And then the seats, I honestly don't know if they're off a Corvette or either a 454 SS. The chrome steering wheel. So these are it's kind of like the switch panel it has. Far right is the actuators for each door. Top is for left door, driver door. Bottom is for passenger door. And this is the passenger side regulator for window, and this is the driver side. You have all your pedals with the aluminum cover, and then, I mean, again, custom interior. So it has like a close off piece down here, which OBS has never had. And then we have our center console, which has a gap in here, light switch, and your parking lamp. So one pull is parking, the second is brakes and headlights. Full on, I mean, kind of like a theme going with these leather kind of inserts all throughout. Within our interior, so these are gauge clusters, a gauge cluster I should say. Let me see, so hopefully you can pick up, I mean, it's a little dusty, but so we have mile per hour, fuel, which isn't hooked up. This is the RPM, this is the oil pressure, and then engine or coolant temp, and then volts. AC is in here but isn't hooked up. Sound system that isn't hooked up to I mean, I've never messed with it, but again, it's not something you'd really drive, so it's more or less for looks. That's basically the whole cluster setup, and for the most part interior, I mean, painted column. I mean, I can go on for days. The door panels completely custom. The paint, I mean, again, in the door jambs, both sides, chrome strikers, even chrome pins, which I hope I can pick up, but chrome pins, and everything has been painted. So there's the lower pin, and then, I mean, the details are just endless. Which up here, I mean, we have block offs for our wipers. Graphics, as we know, they go through on both sides. You can kind of peep the aluminum drive shaft. Gas cap, something special. I mean, graphics go all the way in. And even did it over the, I should say, Pat Maxwell even did it over the little bowl, and everything carried the detail. And gas store, they didn't get too crazy with it, just took the graphics to the inside and kind of left it, which nonetheless is still nice. The rears, they're welds. I believe the rears are 17 by 11s, and the front are like 17 by 8s, 8.5s, give or take. The rotors are also chromed, which I'm pretty sure I've touched on. I mean, it's pitting at this point, but they're chrome, and then they're painted on the backside too, so crazy. And then the radical wheel tubs, if you can focus in there. Cool, so that's kind of more or less the driveline. The brakes, it's got I believe an 8-gallon fuel cell in it, either 8 or 5, not entirely sure, but it's all it has, unfortunately. Again, wasn't meant to be driven. Chrome bed braces, down to Allen hardware. Again, more details. And back here, so as I was saying, the gap on the center console is there, and it comes on back to the bed interior, and same foam kind of theme going through here. I mean, throughout the floor too. Interior that wraps all the way around. This is like all one piece too, because I had to take it all apart, but it wraps all the way around, comes up all the way up there, and then meets where the battery I guess compartment is, which you have shaved taillights, shaved bed, or tailgate, I'm sorry, roll pan, so roll pan welded, and then custom lights, tonneau cover, which is honestly pretty cool. Not many people have picked up on this, even me. I didn't pick up on it till I seen a bird's eye view of it. So the tonneau cover has the OBS hood body lines in it, so it's got the low, high, and low, which, I mean, it's got a cowl hood on it, so the middle one's kind of not as pronounced, but You can see obviously the dip on the right and then the left. So I thought that was pretty neat. I've never seen a tonneau cover kind of do that before. And so yeah, again, kind of it. I mean, I also took a video of the hole underneath, which I'll just probably post after this. There was no dialogue. It was just kind of like walking around, you know, kind of showing off everything. Again, a lot of the things are more or less repetitive, and there's a lot of chrome hardware. I mean, everything is throughout, but it's an amazing truck. And I'm probably a broken record at this point, but super nice. So whoever gets to buy it, I'm sure this truck will be in very good hands. It'll be well kept, and we can all kind of keep up with it. And the truck is never going to go back away. I mean, it disappeared for a long time. I mean, if I had to guess, probably 10-15 years, it just disappeared. And you know, it popped up again in my hands, thankfully, and it's back to its glory, and it's still in this condition. I mean, that's just extremely crazy. So happy it's back. It'll be around, whoever has it. I mean, it's not, I'm gonna say this right out, this isn't a truck that you drive. You don't jump into it and drive 150 miles on it. I mean, you probably could. I'll sort everything out and, you know, get into this editing and, you know, YouTube content for people who like to enjoy it. So thanks to everyone, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.